Welcome back to Thanks for Your Concern. You're here with Berenice.
And I'm Ella. Welcome back to another wonderful week. I'm excited to
Yes.
be here.
Yeah.
Berenice, how are you holding up, dude? What is going on
I'm a
in
little
your side of the world?
chilly. I'm a little chilly right now. There's like storms everywhere, so at least like everybody's feeling it. But yeah, so I was an office day today. Didn't go in because there's snow everywhere. And I was like, there's snow. I know the train system here is like, she's a snake. So like maybe I could make it to work, but what if I can't make it back? And that
Oof.
scares me more than not making it to work. So I was like, Ms. Corporate, like, I don't feel comfortable. I am not doing that. But they were chill. So I worked from home, just trying to stay warm, bonding with my cat, getting ready for Mexico. Got a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening. So, just taking it day by day. What about you?
Oh my gosh, I have legit wind burn around my mouth from being an outdoorsy gal. I've been going on hikes.
Oh,
Cause
oh,
little Cardi Party, she got a winter coat, all right? She loves
yeah.
walking in the wintertime. There's no snow on the ground, so as long as there's not snow, she's surviving. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna cheat her on her walks because I'm cold. I have like severe windburn on my face. I
Ouch.
am kind of in pain. I've never experienced this before in my life, so I didn't know what it was. And it's like, yeah, girl, you have a windburn from being outside in the cold. My lips are so chapped.
You need
But,
like a cute little ski max. You want me to make you
well,
one?
that's what I was saying. Yes, I need a little balaclava, a look. Yes. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, that would be I want one of those like hot pink what was that movie? Spring Breakers
Spring breakers.
balaclavas.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's the look I'm going to go for. But I mean, it's going to warm up in like 3 days.
yeah. Is it?
In my neck of the
In
woods, it is going to
in the
warm
Pacific
up.
Northwest,
Yeah.
shit's about to get poppin'. Okay, well, that's cool.
Well,
That's
not
fun.
warm, but it's going to be like 50 degrees by end of week
Oh,
allegedly.
that
So,
kind of sucks. I love snow, and I was like, it's winter sports season finally.
oh gosh, winter sports. Yeah.
Sports,
Woo! Sports!
sports.
Woo!
No. I am a winter sports girl. I know how to ski, but I want to learn how to snowboard. We've talked about it on the podcast. That's going to be like a work in progress, but I'm going to learn how to snowboard someday.
I'm surprised you don't know how to sew. You seem like a snowboard girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't know. It just seems like your aesthetic. I feel like the snowboarders are always the fashionistas, and then like skiers are just like bougie. In my
You don't
in
think
my
I'm
mind,
bougie?
I don't know. That's in my mind. No. You know what I mean.
I feel it. It's okay. It's fine.
All right, y'all. We're doing a 2024 in and out list. I haven't seen Berenice's. Berenice hasn't seen mine, so we'll be like a fun little kiki of what our ins and outs are this year. Are we ready to go?
Let's get it.
Thanks for your concern.
Ins and out lists. I feel like these are not new, but I think they're like the hot thing that I'm seeing everywhere. And I just made mine. And do you want to start? Shall I start?
I can go. I can go. Okay. My first in of 2024 is taking chances. All right. This year, we're not on some pussy shit. Okay. We're popping the whole our pussy into everything we do. So we gotta take opportunities to get out of whatever it is that maybe we want to get out or we just want to grow. But taking a chance on something different, on something new, of something perhaps challenging. Just going right for it.
All right, baby. Do you have an out to go with it, or you just that's the in?
I guess like my out would for that one would be self-doubt. All right. I think like
Oof.
we don't take a lot of chances sometimes because we're like, oh, but I'm not good enough. Stop being whiny and get on the Delulu train. Okay, you can do anything you set your mind to, but you gotta believe it to be it. So you gotta be like, I got that. You've never skied in your life, whatever. I got that. Like whatever, piece of cake. Like it's already mine. I'm already future me already like is up there on the mountain having a fucking blast. So yeah, self doubt to the garbage.
Trash.
Trash.
All right, my first out is bed rotting, and my in is sleeping. Do you know what bed rotting is? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
Bed rotting, it's just where you just rotting away at bed. I feel like instead I'm going to be intentional and sleep, all right? Because that's really what my body needs. My body needs like sleep and enough sleep, and I haven't been getting enough of it. And like a lot of, my bed rotting, like it's a symptom of my lack of sleep. So out with bed rotting, in with sleeping, baby. 2024 is all about fucking sleeping, rest, and relaxation.
Period. No bed rotten. No messy depressies. We can't get up. Honestly, like I feel like I have moments of this one where I am taking like a nap, and thank God I have a roommate, because if my roommate didn't come home, I think I'd probably sleep all day. And that's toxic, right? So if you need like accountability buddies, do what you need to do for you. If you know that you're that type of person that's like, I'm just gonna take a little quick nap and wake up like a day later, maybe like call upon your friends, your family, your loved ones, and be like, don't let me do this. I need an accountability buddy. In is self-exploration, trips, and dreaming bigger. All right. Some of you, my friends, need more things going on in your life, including me. Like, I think I sometimes we get really caught up in situations where I'm like, do I need to put that much thought into that situation that has absolutely nothing to do with me? It's out of my control. Maybe it's about other people, something that you just can't necessarily change right now in this moment in time. No, but what can I do? Oh, I can definitely dream a little bigger about my career, my wants, my needs, where I want my next trip to go, and start putting my time, energy, and self into that. Like, we are such amazing, beautiful people. And I think like sometimes we don't give ourselves enough time to like really get to know ourselves and what we like. And there's so many things that we don't even know about ourselves yet, right? When you're placed in like different environments, you're introduced to new things. So really taking that time to just like explore ourselves, making new friends, even if you already have friends. This isn't like there's no, not that I want to say there's absolutely stagnant and no growth within friend groups, but it tends to be a little bit more of like a pond of still water than like a river, right? So it depends like what kind of fish you want to be. It's cool to be in the pond with your homies, with the things that you know, but every once in a while, maybe you want to go up onto the river to just like see where the depths are, see where the waters are, see how you feel about that, introduce new things into your life, and then bring them back into your pond and be like, you know what? This thing's kind of lit over there. I don't know if you guys want to go swimming at the river.
I love that. That was a really great analogy. That was literally about the plot of Migration, this new animation movie. That's like basically the plot.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
You gotta see what's out there in the world, baby. You can't stay in your pond. Something that's in for me is self-reflection, and out is self-destruction. All right.
Oof.
Yeah, big on reflection, out with destruction. I've been, I think, being really meaningful with reflection and consistent. I've been doing this new thing. It's my Sunday morning reset is now my Sunday morning little outing where I get out of my house, I go to a local coffee shop or tea place, I go support the local economy, and I do a weekly reflection. What went great? What goals did I work on? And what can I do next week? And emphasizing not just like the planner porn of where I'm planning, but also reflecting. Did I actually do what the fuck I planned? Or am I just planning because that part's fun for me? All right. So I love planning, bitch. Planning's like my favorite part of. I don't like doing the stuff. I like planning it. So I can plan, but I have to reflect. Did I actually do it? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So
Sunday
reflection, baby.
evaluations.
Yeah.
A little eval. A little. I mean,
Literally.
it's honestly, evaluations aren't anything that's productive. You know what I mean? If you think about like great businesses and things like that, you always get evaluations. So evaluating yourself and where you're at. I love that. I love that. Okay, for me, I would say out. This one goes a little bit with the pawn thing, but like putting up with things we don't want or like for the sake of like a friend group. Coming from somebody that was in a friend group, that I realized when I was out of the friend group, oh, a lot of people in there actually didn't like each other. You know what I mean? There's a lot of behaviors that were really toxic, but because we were all friends, the same friend group, you put up with certain things and certain people when maybe you just shouldn't, right? So in letting go of things and people that are not aligning, letting go of notions that go against who we are. So maybe like your friend group isn't really in with your new hobby or activity. Is this a friend group that we have to spend a lot of time in if this is not, helping us grow as people, if they're not like aligning with our goals or lifestyles anymore? There's a lot of people that have friends from college where you're drinking all the time, and maybe you don't want to do that anymore, and the only activity that you do together is drinking. You can't become the change in your friend group, be the change you want to see in the world. But sometimes maybe it's also good to let go of that friend group if you want.
Might be time.
Yeah.
I guess my out is bad financial habits.
Oof.
And my in is paying off debts. I have some bad financial habits that I've carried with me. Just because, well, I think if you don't have good financial habits modeled for you, it's really hard to know what bad financial habits are. A couple of I won't say bad financial habits is, I think anytime I think about needing something or wanting something, I buy it. Okay. I don't really consciously think about it. I just do it. So now I'm trying to put a little bit more intention into spending just so that I'm not willy-nilly spending money. Also making lifestyle, I guess just making like changes so that making good financial choices is like easy. Like a lot of times I'm like, you know what? I did bad planning, and so then I spend money because of poor planning, like, oh, I could have planned this out a little bit better and saved myself some money. Or I'm now in a situation where like I have to spend money because I did poor planning. So working on that, and I'm replacing that with paying off debt, baby.
Ooh, I like
Paying off that
that.
student debt with all this money I'm saving by being more of a conscious consumer.
Okay. For me, this one goes along with that. It's lifestyle balance within like money. Okay, what does that mean? I like a certain lifestyle. Obviously, my life in Seattle was severely cheaper than the level of lifestyle that I live in New York, but it's not different. You know what I mean? It just costs more monies here. So I am not somebody that likes to go out if I have no money. That is very stressful. That is an stressful experience. I don't recommend going out if you don't have any money, because then, like, how are you getting home? And you have to kind of like jeopardize a lot of things that come in that experience. So I'm like, when I want to go out, I want to be able to buy myself drinks. I don't want to like have to scout people to like get me things, whatever, all that jazz. So what does that mean for me? It means that maybe the times that I do go out are just less, but I have a better time at those because I'm just like fully prepared to have fun. I'm fully prepared to be able to like buy a friend a drink if I feel like that's the case. I feel capable of being like, I'm going to get myself an Uber even if I'm miles and miles away from home because, maybe the person that I went with, I don't really fuck with like that. So in that sense, just like becoming a little more intentional, I guess, with like my outings rather than like, oh, I'm going to last minute send something. If I'm going to last minute send, then what does that look like? And what does my budget look like? And if it is a good decision for me, right? We talked about like purpose, priorities, the mission thing, and the last one. So I feel like that's my little plan.
Lifestyle balance. I love that because I feel like I think that some like old people will say you don't deserve to spend any amount of money ever, and like that's why millennials are in the situation that they are. I'm using it in air quotes because we know that this is the economy they made, but I do have some expensive self-care habits, and one of my ins is DIY spa because I just do it for the hee ha-has and for the funsies, but I think I could balance it off with maybe giving the same feeling of like self-care at home.
And you can learn to do anything. Like truly, like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I forget. I was just thinking about that because I want like a new flow toy, like an LED thing that I'm like, technically, I'm not gonna make any money out of this, but you know what would be cool to just learn how to make my own flow toys. And like maybe if later I wanted to mass distribute them, then that'd be cool. But I don't feel like it's that crazy to make like a light up toy. Like I feel like I could figure that out.
Yeah, you could, baby. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That sounds a lot more ambitious than me giving myself a facial. But yes, I'm totally down for that. But yeah, I think like we have the internet, we have YouTube. You can learn anything you want. So
maybe it's something that's gonna end up costing you less money. Like there's some I know if you really like coffee and you're a little coffee connoisseur, get yourself an espresso machine.
yeah,
Start making that shit at home.
for
Like,
sure.
yeah, maybe it's gonna be a little bit of an investment at the beginning, but also like, be smart, like be resourceful. That's a broke girl, like past broke girl herself. You just like look for avenues where you can get like discounts or like a good offer or whatever. Like be a good shopper and get yourself like a really nice thing that you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy myself this espresso machine, but I'm not buying coffee out. I'm just gonna be bougie at home.
Perfect. Yes. I love that. I feel like, it's interesting. I'm one of my ins is tea. I've been into the
Mm.
tea and out of the coffee. And people are gonna be like, what bitch, coffee's out? No, 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 no. I just drink too much coffee. I've been like a little bit jittery, a little
Yeah.
bit of caffeine overconsumption. So I've been trying out new teas because teas, even if they're caffeinated, they have a much lower caffeine ratio than an espresso shot. So instead of doing 6 espresso shots a day, I'm doing like 2 espresso shots a day and like 3 cups of tea. And I've been having a really fun time going on this little tea journey. It's kind of like you know how there's like wine sommeliers?
Mm-hmm.
Tea's like that too. So
You're
it's
a
kind of like
tea.
fun. It's kind of fun because I don't drink alcohol, but now I have this something that I can oh, do you
Yeah.
taste the notes in this? It has peach and these tea leaves are grown here. It's fun.
It is fun, and there's really, really good teas out there. So definitely do your research on some teas. And there's some that have like a lot of caffeine, so you can get your fix. There's also matcha. There's like a
Matcha.
whole
Woof.
world out there. Again, dream bigger. Okay, what's in? Treating people gently. All right, life already fucks us all. Okay, so we might as well play nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no need why you gotta come for somebody when like they already like got their car already broke down yesterday. They already are like in debt $800 with the
Yeah.
mechanic, like, and now they gotta take it from you too. Like, yeah, so just like treat people gently. You never know what people are putting up with. You never know where people are at, and overall, just like it's okay to not yell at each other. Try to get your point across the best you can. You can't on to the next, baby. Like, it really, we're out here fighting demons for no reasons. Like, maybe less fighting, a little more love, okay? A little more plur. Peace, love, unity, respect.
Bro, I was thinking about plur the other day and I was like, it's really interesting because plur and Buddhism have like a lot of similarities in like the peace, love, unity, and respect. And I was like, oh my God, is plur Buddhism? And I don't know. I was kind of, but more plur, babes. I'm definitely
More
feeling more
plur.
plur.
Along those lines, just more love. Time and effort into platonic love and friendships and romance within that. Like, why don't you get your homie flowers? Why don't you get
Yes.
them a little gift? Why don't you write them a little note? I think that's so cute. I love that about relationships. And I just realized I could just do that to my friends.
That's so sweet. I love that. That's a great
Work
idea.
on your riz within your friendships, okay? And then maybe that will translate onto an actual relationship when you have that.
Okay. So, as a reference to friendships, something I saw online was like a 90-day check-in is like when your friend is just going through a really rough time, being like, "Hey, I'm going to set a date from 90 days from now as a reminder to call you and we're going to talk about like how things have changed in 90 days, trying to like give yourself like a little bit of perspective on the 90 days. And then also it's just like a way to follow up with your friends. Like I hate to like schedule this, but I'm so like forgetful about things, so like kind of giving like a reminder in my calendar to be like, I need to check in on that with that friend. And then us being like, we're going to have a phone call in 90 days from now and we're going to talk about this and we're talking about how much better things have gotten, hopefully.
I like that. We love friend check-ins. I'm on the same boat. I'm a forgetful little girl, but we can all, I feel like, do that. More scheduling, friend time. Along with the lines of love, friendship, whatever. I said no half love out. That one's out. Half love, dishonoring boundaries and what we want in love because someone isn't ready to commit, because, whatever the reason is, just like really figuring out what you want and what love looks like. I think I have a friend and he is really good at like giving little gifts and giving people things. So like obviously his giving like his love language is giving. And I was like, how do you receive love? And like or want to, and he was like, I don't know. And I was like, I feel like it's really hard for sometimes things to work in a relationship when you don't actually know how you want to receive love, right? So like maybe spend some time figuring out like, what do I want the things in my relationship to look like, and is this something that my needs are being met, and have I communicated those needs in the relationships that I've got?
I love that one. A little bit more on the self-reflection. Let's figure out what you want. All right. This one's kind of a hee hee ha ha. I think having secrets is in and oversharing is out. Okay, I'm going to be honest.
As we are on this podcast,
Okay.
oversharing.
Ignore me. I'll say this specifically, like, I just don't think you need to overshare with everyone. Like, there's some secrets that you should keep from your boss, okay? Like, as much as they're like your friend, keep some fucking secrets. I think, like, with the internet, maybe keep some secrets. Like, honestly, don't put something on the internet if. Actually, I don't even know if I would. I just mean, like, you need to keep some secrets, okay? Like, some shit you could just keep to your fucking self. Don't embarrass yourself. Like, don't put out how horrible your, like, boyfriend's reaction is. Have you seen these, like, orange peel videos?
Yeah.
Don't put out his horrible reaction unless you're prepared to leave him. Don't embarrass yourself like that, okay?
That's in general. In general. Like, if you're gonna talk shit, then like, that's your one foot's out the door.
Yeah. And okay, so I had like, I don't know if this is a funny situation or not, but we love smut, okay? I like smut as much as the next girl. Now, am I gonna tell, like, I don't think you should tell your coworkers this like gnarly tentacle smut that you're reading. Like, maybe have like another recommendation for your coworkers, because if your coworkers isn't into that, now they feel weird talking about this book with you because they're like, I read it and it made me feel uncomfortable. You know,
that goes a little bit into the world of sexual harassment. If
that's
you've
what
taken
I said.
any of the corporate courses, okay, don't do that.
That's what I was saying. I was like, I know that you think you're homies with, you know, your homegirl, and she is your friend, but like, there's a line, you know? And so I was saying, maybe no to the oversharing. Maybe keep your niche smut away from your coworkers. Just a suggestion.
Period. Okay, I agree with that. My out is vaping. This one's always out.
Oh my god, babes, me too. I put that on mine too. Vaping is out.
And cigarettes, please. Your teeth are. I would be so real with you. It rots your teeth, and it is very not good for you. Also, so like if you feel like you're cute, okay, and you want to be cute, and you don't want to age horribly, you gotta cut it with the nicotine, with the vaping and the smoking,
and skin for your skin too, and for your insides,
and the drinking and the drugs while you're at it. Okay, all that shit ages you, babes. So let's think ahead a little. Let's plan ahead.
Exactly.
It might be very gratifying at the moment, but that might not be a good look in a few years. No.
We're getting older. We have to think about these things.
Yeah. And it's a quote I heard today was grass is greener where you water it. Okay. Sometimes you do have two good people. And when I'm telling you, like, I've been out of a relationship where I was like, damn, if we both could have just like really watered the grass, it would have been like really green. But it does take two people to make the grass green. I will say that. But the streets it's tough out here, okay? The grass is not always greener, babes. People get older, they've got more fucked up shit in the head. I'm telling you right now, okay? If you're in a relationship, maybe it's feeling a little boring, a little stagnant, bitch, you better communicate. You better go to therapy. You better try, okay? Pop your pussy into that. Don't bail out of something that you haven't, I think, fully like seen it through with your partner. just like maybe try to work that out first. Obviously there's some no's, like if there is any type of abuse, please get out. Please get out. But if I'm saying it just feels like, oh, we've been in this relationship for a while, I don't know. If you have an opportunity to grow together, maybe that's something that you want to see it through. There's real musty, moldy, just like dry grass out here. And maybe it's worth it to spend a little more time watering the one you've got.
I love it. Watering grass.
Watering grass.
I was thinking one of my ends is reading. I am so into reading, and it's kind of like watering your own knowledge. I think that becoming hotter intellectually is like an in for 2024, and I feel like the most accessible, easiest way to do that is to read. There's a book out there for everybody. It doesn't matter what you're reading. And don't let people tell you, like, I don't know, what you should be reading. Like, you don't need to read a classic written by some alcoholic white dude fucking because it's the best book ever. No, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to like be over intellectual to like it could be any book, baby. Pick a book and read it. As long as you're reading and finding out new ideas, because you never know what you're going to learn from a book. And I've always said that books come to me like from the universe, and I mean that is when I read it, I understand the message that I need in that moment, and it's exactly what I needed. And it doesn't matter what book it is. Like, you can read like a YA magic book and be like, oh my god, this character like said something that hit me to my core that I needed to hear. So any type of reading, baby, water the grass in your head.
Ugh, I love that. And along with that, I think it's just like live authentically. When I started getting my little whip, I didn't like think I'd be posting my little flows on social media. I didn't think I'd ever make any money doing it. It was just like something that I picked up because I liked it. And it's something that has helped me like grown as a person. Now I feel different about like dancing in camera, dancing in public, the way I move my body, like my confidence level. So if there's something you like that maybe is just a little bit different of a niche, there's a niche for everything and everybody. Okay, people may not get it at first, but before you know it, you've influenced half the population into the same shit. So you know what I mean? Just like really live authentically. I think it's funny that you said like no oversharing. For me, it's not necessarily oversharing, but sharing things that I feel are not like it's not they're universal feelings and things that we go through, right? Like I've been kind of switching up the content that like I do on TikTok, and it turns out the ones that do the best is when I sit and yap in front of a camera for 3 minutes about something that happened in my life. And because people relate to it and people often feel like they're alone in certain experiences, they're not really willing to admit to their friends or in their day-to-day, right? It's kind of like when you listen to podcasts. Some people don't want to admit when somebody was mean to them or that they reached out back to their ex because that shit can be embarrassing or people are going to judge you. Turns out when you hop on social media and you say that you speak your truth, people relate to it. So I think like we can all be a little more honest with ourselves, like, and other people, the people that we have. And also if you want to start an account, I would recommend, if you like maybe your shit's not popping off yet, be a little more like authentic and share a story, a thing that just like, I don't know, has no real agenda to it. And it's not like there's some substance to it. You know what I mean? It's like be authentically yourself and be in a place where like you don't have to put your whole fucking life out there. I'm not telling you like be super vulnerable, but if you're willing to share something, somebody else will probably relate to that feeling. Like we're not living this like super unique experience, There's only so many experiences in this world, in this life. So you might as well get some homies and some people and find your community. So
I love that. I feel like that's the perfect place to end it, is that I think the unity part of the plur is unity, community. 2024 is about unity.
Plur as fuck. We're just
plur as fuck. Well, we're going in. you got to find your community now. I think things are going to get difficult this year. I have a feeling things are going to get difficult in some areas of our lives. And that's when you can really like rest on community and the people that you've built. And it's easier to build that before you need it, right? It's easier if it's already built.
Yeah. So, maybe make your ins and outs of 2024. If you have any spicy, any good ones, send them in. We can read them on the next episode. And per always, please take care of yourselves, water your brains, water your bodies.
And your pussies.
And take care of that too, okay? Go get STD tested if you haven't in a while. Please also go subscribe and tell a friend to listen to an episode you like of this podcast. It would really help us out. Go follow us on social media. We're at Things Number 4 Your Concern. I'm at Berenice DSM.
And I'm at Ella L. Tudor. We will see you next week. Love y'all.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.